Hey everyone, it's Job. I hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to show you how I use my planners and how I set them up at the beginning of every week to set myself up for success and to make sure I'm keeping track of everything that I need to keep in track of. So I have three planners. I have a Hobonichi Weeks, which is kind of like for rough planning and for backfilling. It's not the most useful planner, but I love it. And then I'll go into more detail about it. And then I have a mini 5 ring planner as my everyday carry. And then lastly, I have Traveler's Notebook, which houses a bullet journal, which is my work planner. But we're going to start off with the Hobonichi Weeks. This Hobonichi Weeks is still one of my favorite planners / journals. I put a slash in there because I use this as a planner, and I was using this a lot more for like planning and productivity before I got my mini 5 ring planner. But ever since I got my mini 5 ring planner, that kind of has become my everyday carry ride or die planner that has like all the relevant information that I have. I always update my mini 5 ring planner first and then my Hobonichi Weeks second. So it's still a little bit of some double planning, which I don't mind, but I know a lot of people are not happy with that. But I just wanted to preface that by saying that this Hobonichi Weeks is kind of a mirror to my mini 5 ring planner, which we'll look at a little bit later. But I like to start the week off by decorating my Hobonichi Weeks. I actually don't really understand the term functional planning because any planner can still be functional. You can still decorate your planner and still have it be very functional. So I really don't like that term because you can totally be as functional as you want and decorate your planner. I'm very much in the mindset that these planners and journals are a creative outlet for me and a planning tool. If I just use this as a regular planner without any stickers or anything, I would be so not motivated to use it. And I know not everyone's like that. Some people just want to like write down plans and like move on, but that's not how I work. I love to personalize everything and make everything very tailored to me. So I always like to add some stickers, even if they're a little like small, or just add some washi tapes, or even just a little doodle here and there, because that's just how I work. Like, I love the look of minimalist planners. I absolutely love that. But for myself, I can only do that for a little bit and then I get bored of it. And I just want to change it up and draw and doodle. But I know everyone's circumstance is a little bit different. So I basically decorate the left-hand side, which has all the dates on the Hobonichi Weeks. And then on the right-hand side, I have a tracker. And I actually kind of have been changing my tracker every few weeks, but for the most part, it doesn't really change that much. I actually basically look at my old trackers from the week before in my mini 5 ring planner, which ends up being kind of similar to the tracker that I would write down in my Hobonichi Weeks for the next week. So I actually always start my planning in my Hobonichi Weeks, even though it's not my super main planner, but I like to set this up first just because there's more real estate to decorate, and I'm telling you, you can still be functional and decorate at the same time. Like, as long as you know how much space you need, you can still use it. Because I don't have too much going on. It's summer break right now for me, and when it comes to personal stuff, like, I don't really mind decorating and having not as much room because there's not much going on. But you'll see in my work planner, it's a little bit less decorated, but it still has some design elements that, still relate to me and my aesthetic. But we'll look at that a little bit later. I then go in back on the left-hand side and add like main events or things that I just need to keep in mind. So I usually put like when I have to post on YouTube, when I have streams, and then I'll go look back at my mini 5 ring planner and then check out if I have anything that needs to be added on there. So that week was pretty simple. I think I just added like bachelor party in there because I had a wedding coming up. And not my wedding. I was attending a wedding. But yeah, this is now in mini 5 ring territory. So once I set up my weeks, which is pretty bare bones for now, I go into my mini 5 ring planner. Okay, we are now in mini 5 ring territory. If you don't know what the mini 5 size is, it's smaller than the pocket ring size that is common for a lot of ring planner people. But the mini 5 just has 5 rings and it's a little bit smaller. So I'm using a Peanuts Planner Co. weekly insert, and this is actually a pocket size that I printed. Smaller at 88%, which I got the tip from Lindsay Scribbles, because this is an amazing hack, because there are not a lot of mini 5 like inserts out there. So this is a good hack for everyone. I highly recommend it if you're into this size. And I like planning in this because it works for me, and I know a lot of people won't like this size because you need a lot more room, but again, this works for me. This kind of replaces looking at the calendar on my phone, because the mini 5 is small enough to put in my pocket actually, which is amazing. And I can actually put it in my backpack. It's just so portable and fits into a lot of like smaller bags. So I know a lot of people use this as wallets and just like small like notepads to bring around, but for me this actually is my full-on like functional planner for everything. And I think maybe the size lends itself to being used a little bit more because it is teeny tiny. For this week, I actually write down all my non-specific date to do. So if there's a to do that I need to do this week, but it's not really bound to a specific date, I'll write it at this top portion, and then I just copy down the tracker that I have in my Hobonichi Weeks into my mini 5. And I just like this method because I might not bring my Hobonichi Weeks everywhere, but if I have my mini 5, I can just track easily, and I usually have a pen kind of sandwiched into the mini 5 ring planner or like on the pen loop, so this makes it super easy to like track things easily. And on the right hand side, I have like the different dates, and I tend to decorate this as well, but I don't go overboard like the Hobonichi Weeks, but I still want like little stickers and stuff there, so I still make it fun for myself, because like I said earlier, if the planner is like not as fun, I don't tend to use it, and I like having it be a blank slate that I can add stuff to. So it doesn't mean that like the inserts need to be like fun and wacky. I don't mind adding like the flavor myself, and then I kind of just do the same thing. I just add the different like events that I have and things that are coming up. So again, the bachelor's party was on that Sunday, and then I had a stream at 9 p.m. that Sunday too, and then I had a Twitch stream on Tuesday, and then I posted a video on that Monday. So it's pretty like straightforward. Like I said earlier, things are pretty chill right now, but even during the school year I was using this and I was finding success with it as well. I also have my daily pages, but we won't go into that into too much detail because that's for a different video, but I've been really liking the daily pages for this planner as well. And that leads us to the most involved of all three. This is my work bullet journal. So I love weekly planning, as you can see. So for the work week, I actually filmed this at work during my lunch break, so I know it's like a different angle and whatnot, but I literally just stacked a million books up and then propped my phone on like this can. It's a little bit hilarious, and I was hoping no one would walk into the room, but we were safe, we were fine. But it's just funny thinking back to the time when I filmed this. But I actually do this setup, or like make this setup not on Sundays. I do this like Friday afternoons during the work week. So when things are a little bit more quiet down, or even during a lunch break, I'll set up like a week or two in advance, because I do like the bullet journaling method for work, because I don't mind having like a free form like notebook where I can take notes in the same like notebook, which is really handy for me. The one thing that I do have in this bullet journal is a monthly insert, because I do not like making monthly bullet journal like spreads. So I basically just have a Traveler's Company proprietary monthly insert that I have, so I can just like forward plan, so I don't need to make a future log or anything. And then my weeks are always just in this bullet journal format, and I always just have the days of the week similar to the Hobonichi Weeks, but I only have the 5 work days because I want to have a healthier work-life balance. If I do have things that I need to do over the weekend, I'll write it down in the notes section, but this is kind of like a very active way to not bring work home, because I think a lot of teachers tend to bring work home, and I know it's inevitable. You kind of have to do it at some point, but I don't know, just having it not be there like the Saturday and Sunday just really helps me focus on trying to complete everything that I need to do during the weekday, because it's just so much better for everyone's mental health and my mental health to just get the work done during the week instead of bringing stuff home. But again, that doesn't happen every week. It's a very like idealistic system, but I still like this because it allows me to maximize the space in my notebook. And I actually don't write a lot of to-dos on the week side, like where all the days of the week are, but I actually tend to put a lot of my to-dos on like the right hand side, where I have like non-date specific to-dos, because there's a lot of deadlines that I make for myself to keep me on track of things. And I like to put that on the right hand side, and then the note section ends up being really handy because things just pop up. I like the bullet journal method because I can flip over to the next page and continue writing to-dos and notes if I just need more space, or if it's a particularly busy day, I will make a daily spread which just has the date on the top. And yeah, this is actually a dated notebook too, so I really like that I can have the flexibility to use this notebook. This is actually from Soumkine, and I can actually write down the page number for a specific page. So if I wrote notes down on like a separate page, I can put that in my index, or if I actually use another page for like a daily spread because I needed more room, I can write down that page number in my weekly spread, so I can have that indexed there. So I really like this system, and this has been working for almost a year. I use it for almost the whole school year last year, except for the first 2 months when I was using a different planner. But for the most part, I think I've found like the perfect planner for me as a teacher. I know people just want more space, but the bullet journal method makes it easier for me. Again, for some people it might not be as successful because it still takes time to make a weekly spread, but I just do it during my lunch times, and it's a nice break for me to like just kind of draw and doodle and mindlessly like draw lines with a ruler. But yeah, I know everyone has a different way of planning, but I hope you enjoyed seeing how I put my planners together. Let me know if you want a more detailed look at any of these planners. I'm happy to explain and give you a little bit more of some in-depth detail as to how I use them. But this is pretty much how I set up my week. It doesn't take too long, actually. I would say that it takes a solid like 30 minutes if I'm concise, but I do enjoy and like decorating my weekly spreads and my Hobonichi, so sometimes that takes a little bit longer, but it's all in good fun, and it's all, something that I want to do. So there are some weeks that it looks a little bit more bare bones, but that's how life is. I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know what planners you're currently using, and if you also use multiple planners. I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.